Yeah.
So testing is a process of executing a system or a program and intended to find an error. That is to detect the errors. To detect the errors, we go for testing. To detect the errors, we go for testing. This testing can be done either by manual or automation. On a manual or we can go for automation. Okay. So manually by generating, we'll call as generating, we'll call test cases, madam. We'll call as a test cases. And automation by enhancing, we'll call test scripts. Called as a test script. So if you're going for manual, we just write some test cases and we're going to execute it and we're going to generate the reports. And if you're using an automation, we are going to write some scripts. Scripts just using scripts, and we are going to test your application and you're going to analyze the results. So that's so you're using manual, no? So you may ask me, which way to write these test cases? So where do we write these test cases? So these test cases can be written in Excel sheet or test management tool or by using bug tracking tool. Okay, madam? So you can write it in Excel sheet or test management tool or by using bug tracking tool. These are the three ways where you can generate your test cases. Okay, now?
Mm-hmm.
If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Just so now.
Okay.
In a test management tools, like we'll call as a test lodge, quality center. Next, test director. So these are all test management tools. Bug tracking tools like Bugzilla, Zira, Mantis. This comes under bug tracking tools, called as a bug tracking tools. So this actually, when you go for test management tool, it is involvement of testers or test engineers. And when you go for bug tracking tool, it is involvement of both the developers as well as testers, So this is only by the testers and this is by both developers and testers. So in the test management tool, testers are going to detect the defects. But when you go for bug tracking tool, testers detect the defect as well as developers resolves the defect. Both process will comes under bug tracking tool, madam. So both using developers and testers can use this test bug tracking tools. Okay. So you are going to write in test cases in Excel sheet as well as a test management tool as well as bug tracking tool. So if you're using the test management tool, it is by testers or test engineers, where they're going to write your test cases, execution, defect report, defect submission will be done it. So if you're using bug tracking tools, the testers can detect it and developers are going to resolve. So both process will become under bug tracking tools. Okay, madam?
Yeah.
Okay, now when you go for testing, why do we require test? Why do you require it? To analyze a quality, on product or application. To analyze the quality on a particular product application, we go for testing. For example, you went for test. You may have multiple stores, grocery stores like Asda, Tesco. So many of the things are there. So how do you know whether it is a good product or a bad product? How do you analyze it? How do you analyze it? ఎలా అనలైజ్
Oh,
చేస్తారు? ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు షాపింగ్ మాల్కి వెళ్ళారు. You want to buy some
okay.
dress material, right? So how do you
Mm-hmm.
choose whether it's a good or bad?
Yeah, quality and
ఎలా చూస్తారు quality? How do you analyze the quality? Brand,
okay.
color, size,
Mm-hmm.
price, time factor, customer service. So mean that based on that we can analyze the quality. That is, to requirement meets the specifications. Okay, specification is known as, if your requirement meet the specifications, we call it as a quality or customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is known as a quality. Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
So this quality we can analyze in the product or application. So why do you require testing is to analyze a quality on a particular product and application. So product or application may be a software. So to analyze a quality on a software, we go for testing. So this testing we can do either manually or by automation
Mm-hmm.
Now, when do we choose automation tools? Initially, most of the companies, they used to start with manual. Whenever you find more repetition process, or if your application is a long term or high risk projects, so in that case, we used to go for automation tools. So if your application is more repeatable, or if your application is a long term or high risk projects, in that case, we used to go for automation tools. When do we choose an automation? Is for implicit as well as complexity, we choose automation tools. Implicit is nothing but repetitive process. A repetitive process. Complexity in the sense long-term or high-risk projects. So in that case, we used to go for automation tools. So automation tools, there are many automation tools are there. Some automation tools are functional testing tools. Some are performance testing tools. Some are security testing tools. Some are UI test tools. Functional UI tools are there. So మనం యూస్ చేసే రిక్వైర్మెంట్ బట్టి కానీ, డిపెండింగ్ అపాన్ a company standards కానీ, depending upon the client requirement బట్టి, we used to go for manual or automation. Okay, na?
Okay.
Okay, madam. So functional
Yeah.
testing tools, performance testing tools, security testing tools, UI tools. So these are different ways of automation tools. Types of tools, automation tools. Types of automation tools. Now, so now, in the testing, first we should have to know what is the difference between a product and application. Any idea? Some say that my company is a product-based companies. Some will say my company is a service-based companies. So what is the difference between a service-based and a product-based companies? దేన్ని product-based అంటాం, దేన్ని మనం service-based companies అంటాం? చెప్పగలరా? Product base, IBM, Wipro,
Okay.
HP, HCL,
Mm-hmm.
ఇవన్నీ ఏంటంటే ప్రోడక్ట్ బేస్డ్ కంపెనీస్ మేడం. అంటే వాళ్ళ కంపెనీ బేస్డ్ అపాన్ ద కంపెనీ స్టాండర్డ్స్, based upon their requirement. They are going to analyze it, they're going to design them, they're going to develop, and they're going to test it. Finally, they're going to release in the market. That is a product.
Okay.
Other application service-based companies and Satyam, Infosys, based upon the client, they are going to analyze it, they are going to release to the client. నా రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ప్రకారంగా మీరు డెవలప్ చేసి ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, దాన్ని సర్వీస్ అంటాం. మీ కంపెనీ ప్రకారంగా మీరు డెవలప్ చేసి ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, దాన్ని ప్రోడక్ట్ అంటాం. ఓకే, ప్రోడక్ట్ అంటాం. మీన్ దట్ ఏ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ which responds with respect to global specifications is known as a product. Example: HP, HCL, IBM, Wipro. These are all product-based companies. Application in the sense service is nothing but a service. Nothing but a service. So mean that a software which responds with respect to client specifications is known as applications. Example: Gmail, Yahoo, Rediff, Flipkart. These are all the applications. So these applications can be designed by using web technologies like Java, Ruby, Python, Perl, PHP and C#. ఈ ప్రోగ్రామింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్ తో మన అప్లికేషన్ డెవలప్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. ఓకే మేడం? So some of the applications are, what kind of applications do you have? Some are web applications antam, desktop applications antam, next window applications antam, next scientific applications, aeronautical applications. Now our mathematical applications, embedded systems applications, game applications. So different kinds of applications. So web applications and scientific application, aeronautical applications, mathematical application, embedded system applications, game applications, different. And each and every application, they have their own terminology. Some used to work with Java, Python, Perl, different programming languages. So మనం యూస్ చేస్తుంటే application develop చేస్తారన్నమాట. Okay, so these are all the different kinds of applications. So these applications we can design the different terminologies. Now, in the testing terminologies, the first one is, what do you mean by error? Second one is defect. Third one is bug. Fourth one is software testing. Error antam. What do you mean by error? Error ante a mistake by the user. మనం మిస్టేక్ చేస్తున్నాం అనుకో, అది ఎర్రర్ లాగా ఉంటుంది. ఏమైనా చిన్న ప్రోగ్రామ్ రాస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి, ప్రోగ్రాంలో దాంట్లో ఏమైనా డిక్లరేషన్ ఏమైనా లేకపోయినా, వేరియబుల్ డిక్లరేషన్ లేకపోయినా, లేకపోతే సెమీ కోలన్స్ పెట్టకపోయినా, ఈవెన్ మన నోట్ ప్యాడ్ రాస్తున్నాం అనుకోండి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ టెక్స్ట్ ఇన్ ద నోట్ ప్యాడ్, స్పెల్లింగ్ ఉందనుకోండి, స్పెల్లింగ్ మిస్టేక్ is an error.
Okay.
Right? హ్యూమన్ మిస్టేక్స్ ని ఎర్రర్ అంటాం. అంటే ఏ మిస్టేక్ ఇన్ ఏ ప్రోగ్రామ్ డ్యూరింగ్ రన్ టైమ్ ప్రాసెస్, runtime process. During runtime process is called error. Example, syntax like arithmetical operations, logical operations, relational operations. వీటి మనం error అంటాం. Error.
Okay.
Now, second one is a defect అంటాం. What do you mean by defect? Defect అన్నా లేకపోతే fault అన్నా ఒకటి. Bug అన్నా failure అన్నా ఒకటి. Okay? Defect or fault. What do you mean by defect? For example, you open my Gmail page, right? So you need to enter your username and password. So username is accepting only 16 characters. It should accept 16 characters, but it is accepting only 10 characters. Only 10 characters మాత్రమే accept చేస్తాం. తర్వాత నుంచి accept చేయట్లే.
Yeah.
The next, and the cursor is not going to the password. So that is a defect. Application defect అయింది. ఎందుకు వల్ల? If because of the error in the program, the application is not responding. The application is not responding is a defect. That means that errors detected during testing process is known as defect. Errors detected during testing process. So that is application is not responding due to logical structure. Is known as a defect. So once you find the defect, the testers is going to detect it, and they're going to generate the report and send to the developer. So what the developer will do, developer is going to identify whether it's really a defect or not, whether the username is not accepting or not. First, they're going to fix. What fix chestar? Fix ante he may accept it, he may reject it. What accept cheyochu, reject cheyochu, lekapothe deferred cheyochu. Accept ante yes, this is a defect and we are going to resolve it. Reject, what ఏం చేస్తారు, జస్ట్ ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఎ డిఫెక్ట్, ప్లీజ్ రీచెక్ చేసుకోండి అని చెప్పి రిజెక్ట్ చేసేస్తాడు. మళ్ళీ టెస్టర్కి వెళ్తే టెస్టర్ అనేవాడు దాన్ని రీటెస్ట్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాడు అనమాట, మళ్ళీ చెక్ చేసుకోవాలి. డిఫర్డ్ అంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ మ్యాండిటరీ, జస్ట్ పర్వాలేదు 10 క్యారెక్టర్స్ అని యాక్సెప్ట్ చేస్తుందని చెప్పేసి జస్ట్ దే విల్ క్లోజ్ ఇట్. సో వాట్ దట్ ఈస్, the process of accepting the defect and resolving the process is called as a bug. దాన్ని ఏమంటాం, బగ్ అంటామంట. బట్ యాక్సెప్ట్ చేసి రిజాల్వ్ చేసే ప్రాసెస్ని బగ్ అంటాం, ఇంటర్నల్ ప్రాసెస్. సో ద ప్రాసెస్ ఆఫ్ accepting the defect and resolving the process is called as a defect. So in the sense of a program is called as an error. In the sense of an application not respond due to the error is called defect. And if these defects are accepted to resolve the process is called as a bug. So these are the three terminologies which comes under testing. Okay, madam? చెప్పగలరా, why do you go for testing? దేనికి వెళ్తారు టెస్టింగ్? దేనికి టెస్టింగ్ కావాలి? So to analyze a quality on a particular product and application, we go for testing. Okay, na? So this testing we can do either by manually or by automation. So manual అయితే టెస్ట్ కేసెస్ రాసి ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేస్తాము, ఆటోమేషన్ అయితే సమ్ టూల్స్ యూస్ చేసుకుని ఆ టూల్స్ ద్వారా మనం స్క్రిప్ట్ రాసి అప్లికేషన్ ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ చేసి రిపోర్ట్స్ జనరేట్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. ఓకే, ఈ అప్లికేషన్లో మనకి ఎర్రర్స్ ఉండొచ్చు, డిఫెక్ట్స్ ఉండొచ్చు, బగ్ కూడా ఉండొచ్చు అన్నమాట. వాట్ ఇట్? సో ఈ సాఫ్ట్వేర్ టెస్టింగ్ అంటే ఏంటంటే, నౌ వి గో ఫర్ the process of verification and validation of software is known as software testing. So what do you mean by verification? Then verify chestam. You want to buy a house, or you want to join your child in a school, or you want to learn something testing, or you want to learn some testing tools course. So what
Okay.
you are going to verify? You need to verify the institution brand, faculty experience, course duration, whether it's an online mode or offline mode, payment, and so how long, so whether they're going to provide the documentation or not, whether they're going to provide this course completion certification or not. So that all comes under verification. Mean that whether we are choosing the right product or not is called verification. మనం చూస్
Yeah.
చేసుకున్న ప్రోడక్ట్ కరెక్టా రాంగ్ అనేది చెప్పేదాన్ని మనం వెరిఫికేషన్ అంటాం. ఓకే, సో వెరిఫికేషన్ ఇన్ ది సెన్స్ whether we are choosing a right product or not. Right product or not is called verification. Is known as verification. సో దిస్ వెరిఫికేషన్ మనం ఏమంటాం అంటే క్వాలిటీ అష్యూరెన్స్ అంటాం. Quality assurance. So whether choosing the right product or not as per the client requirement, as per the company standards or not. So whether we are verifying, whether we are developing the application as per the requirement or not, whether we are developing the application as per the requirement or not is verification. Validation in the sense whether the application is working with respect to the requirement or not. I already designed it. I want to test it. So whether it meets to the client requirement or not is validation. This where the right product is validated with respect to client specifications or not is called validation. మనం చూస్ చేసుకున్న ప్రోడక్ట్ రైట్ ఆర్ రాంగ్, ఆ ప్రోడక్ట్ వర్క్ అవుతుందా లేదా, దట్ ఈస్ ఏ వాలిడేషన్. దీన్నే మనం ఏమంటామంటే క్వాలిటీ కంట్రోల్ అంటాం. క్వాలిటీ కంట్రోల్. సో క్వాలిటీ క్యూఏ అంటే వెరిఫికేషన్, క్యూసి అంటే వాలిడేషన్, క్వాలిటీ కంట్రోల్. So for each product application, we required both verification as well as validation, either by manual or by automation. So the process of verification as well as validation for a product or application, either by manual or automation. So this is known as software testing. Okay, madam, this is nice. So we are going to verify verification, validation, either for a product or application, either by manually by or automation. So this process is called software testing. So this is the overall structure of your soft testing, madam. So మనకి ఇందులో టెస్టింగ్ అంటే ఏంటి, టెస్టింగ్ ఎందుకు వెళ్తున్నాము, టెస్టింగ్ ఎక్కడెక్కడ చేస్తాం, when do you go for testing, why do you require testing, and what kind of testing we are going to do, manual or automation, and in the testing when do we choose an automation tool, ఎప్పుడు automation tool choose చేస్తాము, నెక్స్ట్ ఇందులో టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ డిఫరెంట్ అప్లికేషన్స్, ఏ టైప్ ఆఫ్ అప్లికేషన్స్ ఉంటాయి, నెక్స్ట్ product key application, what is the difference between product and an application. Now what is the difference between error, defect, bug, and software testing. So either verification as well as validation. So this is the basic structure of your testing, madam. This is basic structure. So దీని నుంచి we'll go for what do you remember software development life cycle అంటే ఏంటి, what do you remember white box testing అంటే ఏంటి, black box testing ఏమున్నాయి, అవన్నీ టెక్నిక్స్ మనం తర్వాత నేర్చుకుంటాం. సో బేసిక్ స్ట్రక్చర్ బాగా ఉండాలి, తెలియాలన్నమాట. ఓకే మేడం.
ఓకే.
I'll send these documents to ma'am. You go through that. And if you have any doubt, we'll discuss it tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Same timings you follow with that ma'am. Same link.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.